Yawe Imi Hunganai Timbo Sasa Pano Panika Nyaya Karkupisa. We just wanna talk about it Machitika. Welcome Oh, you know what time it is. Send it to your friends so they also be a part of this. You cannot describe what you feel, huh? We're taking Zimbabwe to the world, huh? Yeah, this is Black and Forth. Welcome, this is Black and Forth.
Yo. What's good?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
It's another episode. Your favorite podcast is back.
The nation's number one podcast, Yavantu. The
And
People's
then
Podcast. Yeah.
The People's Podcast.
It is. I say it. Madzoka. How's your travels?
Hey. Yeah.
Exhaustion.
Yeah.
Exhausto mundo.
Some hard decisions have had to be made.
Okay.
But welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get into the mnyatso, the let's welcome back. It's your boys, Repa Bridge. Taka garapa sen right Tadzoga Bridge Repa UK.
You know what it is.
But on the bridge mkadi because Chando. It's cold.
It's getting there.
It's cold, man. It's cold.
Shout out Team COS who are just
lending.
Coming through to the clock
Mama,
change.
you serious about Kuchando?
You okay? You meant it. Kuchando, Kuchando.
It's probably one of the easiest nicknames.
Kuchando, right?
Like,
It doesn't even
person who penned that was like,
I cooked, of course. He went double platinum with
right
that. Kuchando. Yeah, man.
We have a lot to go through because obviously we missed a week, which we apologize. But first things first, you guys
My coffee is I don't know, man. This it's a little lackluster.
What makes it even more lackluster is that there's one person who consistently shows up. Shout out to Avon Lee boy.
Boom.
Came through
Yo, man.
200 coffees.
Again. So in total, Ivan Lee boy has now purchased 700 coffees.
It's ridiculous. And so that Makshansa is to money laundering.
But use us.
Use
us.
Talk
It's fine.
Shout out to you. Shout out to Avon Libo. Shout out to Terence. Terence, I'm giving you another one for that shout out. I'm going to one.
More shout outs. More shout outs to everyone. Yeah, but seriously, guys.
Come on, guys.
Come on. People last week were like, hey, guys, you might have kicked up the... No, nigga. I'm terere.
Like,
Takakuzai. We told you. Hey, Ryan's nasty.
You said, well,
You said, don't do that. Title quarter big time.
Nah, we didn't want to miss too many weeks without giving an episode, so we just rushed to the nearest studio. It just happened to be a nice studio. You know how white people do.
Costly. So my coffee's in you.
Shout out to Avon Lee boy.
So my coffee's in you. You know. This is what we gotta do. It's gotta be done.
Do you know the thing about Kushanya Kuaens? We can have an next joke and one right?
Okay. Room divider. I don't like my room divider. My dinner on. TV, I got a push tray.
You know. My onion apart.
Come on.
So but we'll get there.
Man. We'll get there.
Big shout out to the good people of Dublin.
What was that saying? Ireland.
Dublin.
Yeah?
Nah. So listen.
Did you bring some lucky charms?
First things first. Dublin was incredible.
I can imagine.
And again, this is obviously recency bias, but the most recent show is... But I think everybody who's seen the little clips that the energy in the room was like the people had come to have fun.
First.
What I then later found out was there were about 20 or so people who came late to the show and the venue was like, nah.
Really?
Yeah.
They moved like theater like that, properly don't do that. I like that. I'm sorry if you're one of the few people who got turned away.
That overturned. Yeah. But the reason why they do that is because to be on stage and to see someone shuffling to get to their seat is very distracting.
It can be long.
It's very, very distracting. Very it has the potential to actually ruin the show for the people that we are green. So I'm very sorry, you experienced that, but
Were these tickets purchased before, or did they want to
No, we had a
purchase at
sold out
box
show.
office?
We had a sold out show.
So those 20 extra people.
So they were like, yeah. But I felt a little because again, my people are still getting used to the whole going to theater like shows. So I sat
if you could help it, you could have said let them in.
So here's what happened.
Oh snap! They said nah.
No, so here's what happened. They asked me what the maximum, like what's the latest people can be allowed. And I was like, you know what? The show starts at 7. Let's close the doors at past.
Okay.
People had started going in at like 7:15. Okay. So we gave 30 minutes time. Because in my head I was like, there's no way. If the show starts at 7, there's no way. Let's do a worst case scenario. I'll go. So we are talking about people that arrived. Like these are people that what I was told, like my 7:45. Yeah. So it was kind of like 45 minutes. It was like, So I'm sorry, but that's so. Yeah. 7. Just be there.
Yeah, no, but that's the thing. The theater, if you after a certain point, they'll just tell you tough luck, bucko. Taguds. Chero muri empty.
Mawan.
Hey, my guy. We told the time. We told you the time. You need to,
Some of the feedback, there was a whole kerfuffle about the whole Nyaema stage. We spoke about this, like the proximity to stage. And there were a few of you who were like, yeah, we've noticed, and then they were also on the other side. People were like, but people jump on stage
all the time.
And then what ended up happening was,
there you go.
At the Freeman show, somebody rushed on stage and they were lit up,
touched. But like I said, Muromo Black and Forth, how to say, how we didn't pass it. Like, it was almost like the timing was just so. Very fast. Very quickly.
Sure.
Oh, bro. Can you imagine the ride back home?
No. I can't imagine because it ended up to disappear. I'm gone. What are we imagining? No one is seeing me again. What are we imagining here?
Bro, because
I'm gone.
Because that journey, Yeku Simuka from the ground, Wakandwa in the audience,
I'm playing dead. I'm playing dead.
My paramedics,
like what are we doing here? Imagine a situation where the situation where Munaro and and the transport.
And then he dips. I wouldn't blame him. I'd be like, no, but I hadn't thought about that. I don't think I'm hanging around to the end of the show.
Imagine in the car, you have to be on the side of Munaro. But my boss had Zoom. Even when you know your own guy is the one who's at fault. But they should. It's not like you weren't showing love. You're showing love. Now you're forced to be on the side of the.
Front row show my fans.
But I feel like that very clip made my point for me.
Because
you see that clip of that man getting lit up. There's not a single person at that show who's getting any funny ideas.
But this is the thing, right? Since time immemorial, bro, we've seen footage of people jumping on stage and getting their ass kicked. Akon's done that. He's bunch of someone, Pitbull's punch. This is like
Jamas.
It's known that
like you do
it at your own
like you
peril.
do that. There's not. Even if there were 3, 4, 5 people who were thinking of doing the same thing, they're like, that's why I shouldn't do that.
Now pause.
No.
Stop.
It's okay.
You don't need a long demarcation like that.
You should know.
You should know.
You don't need to not to have post-nut courage. You don't need. You just look at it like,
you can have the clarity without the nut.
Yeah. You're like, okay. Fair enough.
That's funny.
I hear you.
No.
You look at something happening and you're like, you make a good point.
Yeah,
You know what?
Touche.
I had not thought of it that way.
Touche, my man.
I had not thought of.
Have you ever experienced that though? Like a car ride back home after one of your homeboys had died?
I not necessarily in the context of Muna Daiwa, but something awkward or something bad happens.
No, I'm talking like Muna Daiwa. I'm talking about Muna.
No.
Oh my!
Maybe because I'm coming from like about ghetto baby. hamuna kushandisa mota kuenda kufight.
Oh, okay.
Like matongofamba.
There's no kufamba is understandable because kufamba unongofamba distance away from everyone. One, but in the car, like you have to be
the clock of awkwardness.
Oh my God, I got my boy Akamburu, like Mbama, bruv.
No, Mbama, what?
Yo, I got Mbama so hard with this guy Angari Monya.
What was the story? Who had done what?
Blood. So I'm gonna keep it very dense.
Yeah.
So we go to kuHKD. This is in Chegu. kuHKD.
Right.
Panakanga bawa type of thing. And the person who owned this bawa was like an uncle of mine. And they've got some shindig going on. We just gone there, we know not how far. One of my boys, Costa's driving. It's a truck, pickup truck. And then I think they were saying Macheso was coming to play. It was something. There was someone. So it was a bit of a hoo-ha in the hood. We're driving. I'm young. Me, my brother TK and Costa, and my other cousin Magaso. Fuck. We're in the whip. There's a bit of traffic going on. My boy TK takes it upon himself to jump out the whip, and he was like, no, move. So he's just directing cars type of thing. I don't clear traffic, Karibu. And then out comes this guy and Quaira Johnny. Now this family was just a known family. They were menaces. Oh my God. Like, and there was bare of them.
Yeah.
Like the nigga had big kids, bro.
Right.
And even my 5, 6, 7-year-olds would put pressure on niggas. Like they would literally, they could G-check you and you'd know,
they did not believe in family planning, this family.
None of that. All of them hooligans. Quaira jumps out the car. I don't know why. And because what TK is doing is not even bad. He's just trying to help what's going on here. But whatever. And then the guy said, don't start driving. Don't start driving. And what's funny is Quaira jumped out of the passenger side of the car. And so, don't start driving. I'm like, big man, you weren't even driving. He wasn't even driving. Mbama. Anyway, Quaira turns around. TK Vauya. Costa's like, sharp, motor T. He's like, nah, no, I don't tell my key motor now. But I got to me that phone. And runs in a Quaira. So the cost. My gas now. I'm going to voice him. I know it's my needs at Anemangoro mera Quaira.
Let me check something.
Because it will clip on my head tops. Boys but the silence yaman watch
Makatombozo mupina mbawe.
Aiwa tinopina mbawa. It was a quick because now Monday in that moment I'm going to say you really can't. You have to be like
You have to assess the damage.
He's a bully.
Something needs to be done.
Someone needs to stop these guys, man. They can't keep getting away with this.
Hey? There's nothing worse than Kuroa. Because morally, you're right. You're in the right. But no, I need to clap.
I can't want my claps, bro. Very fast. And there you have it. Speaking of but it was kind of nice of Freeman to come out and issue a statement and
I think he called up the fan when he did the new show. No, I'm doing what am I doing?
What am I? Now
there's
a name to the face, and now it's before I was just random guy at Daiwa Bastate.
What are you doing outside? what I used to doing outside. As a matter of fact, this is bullying. This is not bullying. The first time I would chalk it up to the game, but now
this is now PR point scoring. No, you're not gonna PR
on my name.
No, nigga, get out of here.
You're trying to launch an album off my back. But hey, big shout out to Freeman on the new album. We'll get into it. Exciting news on the propaganda tour front.
Bam, bam.
Bam, 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 bam. The one that you guys have been waiting for.
Celebrate good times. Come on.
So the big one, 21 December, going to be at the Celebration Center. So big many sentimental reasons why we're doing it. But also, they're just good people.
Yeah.
They're just good. It's good to do things with good people. So that's the big one that we've been working towards. This has been the plan since we kicked off. It was the hope we did this tour would become, snowball into something that deserves a big closing.
Big closer, yeah.
So 21 December, tickets are on sale. Med Orange Pharmacies.
Yep.
All over Harare, from Village, Jason Moyo, Madokero, Westgate, Strathaven, Belgravia.
Spread them.
Like we spread them all over. The way we are selling these tickets, now let me break this down for you. This is very important. We have early bird tickets. Those are going for $10.
$10.
General access. And $20 VIP. Once those early bird are done, we get into my price and M2po. So those $10 move into $15. So my $15, and the way they've been moving, I think like online, the tickets that we have online.
Are early birds done now?
Early birds, no. They're not yet done. They're not yet done. But the way, the excitement that I'm very grateful.
No, that's good.
Online, we're left with 54. As of like these came out yesterday. I'm like, yo! Like,
don't say.
Online, we're left with 54, which means by the time that this comes out,
it's depending on online, they're done.
They might be done online.
Get to Med Orange!
Yeah, so get to Med Orange. I know Jason Moore is fighting for his life because that's the first branch that had tickets. Like, they literally called me. Like, imagine if, like, there was one branch that called me that didn't have tickets. They're like, because people kept coming and they were like,
asking,
we haven't received our allocation yet. And then Jason Moyo called me after. They were like, because like we announced and then
people are just
Monday,
coming in
so
to pay all my tickets.
Thank you so much.
Oh, that's big shout out, man.
Please keep your tickets safe. Please keep your tickets safe. Agarasika, please take a picture. So that please take a picture of your, just in case you lose it, but keep it in your wallets, keep it better. Documents, Tickets for Blues and Vic 4s are online, but they're actually on the way to Blues. So by the time this episode comes out, you'll be able to purchase physical tickets and Blues.
Fine.
Same thing, $10, $20 for VIP.
You got some for Gueru?
No, Gueru is banned. Gueru, Dublin.
Village Donnies.
Gueru, Dublin, Cologne. Banned. Gueru, Dublin, Cologne.
Gueru might not build. No.
Yeah. So thank you so much for that. Let's get into this
That's
episode.
Beautiful,
But we Western Chiisa.
Proud of
the 3rd of November is the last is the Sunday, right?
Yeah, Sunday. But I'll be also back up on from the 8th to the 10th.
Give us the first date.
It's the first one. So from the 29th, from today to the 3rd.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be Trevor again all of next week. And then at the end of that, I'm back in Max.
What did we agree, guys? 3rd of November. What's the date that we are linking up and doing a Madness Western? Let us know in the comments.
Oh, tell you what.
Yeah.
Let's change that to the 10th. Because I've just realized that this week there is an embargo on discounted tickets because it's half term. So it's
but why are you speaking to BFF gang like that? Maybe they don't even want to hit you with the discount.
You know what? In all fairness,
maybe they don't even want to do
a couple of people have already hit me up and said, "Yeah, Tatu Tenga." So do your thing. But I'm just saying, if you want to, it's about
let him know. Let him know.
Sorry, Mbinga. Sorry, Mbinga.
Sorry,
Sorry, Mbinga. bad.
What are you talking
my
about?
bad. My
Show
bad.
him.
Y'all got that. Drop. Yeah, I got. No. Yeah. That's it. Shout out to
full prize thing.
Got some people coming tomorrow.
Yeah.
Stacy Red
from
came.
Manchester.
Yeah. No.
Wait,
actress.
Which
the Arc Sci-Fi.
Wait, I'm confused.
I don't know if Zim Celebs have been also going on about this. It's like, shout out, I'm gonna wait for
we'll check it out.
No, she's doing.
She came through.
Yeah, she came through. It's
Amazing.
pretty cool. Yeah.
Amazing.
So a few people. I think there's a couple people coming this week.
Yeah.
So please come through. Let's hang.
Please come through. Shout out.
That'll be good fun. Let us know. As big things are gone.
Now for this week, obviously we have to go back last week and just drag that news cycle back into this new one. Sia Kolisi and Rachel Kolisi doing a divorce thing.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah.
That one I can unequivocally say no one saw coming.
I didn't see that coming.
No one saw it coming.
No one. So I didn't really get into the deets of it.
There's no detail to
they
get
just
into.
said
They just said we're getting every detail that
because
exists
there's
is speculation.
Yeah, okay, of course.
Yeah.
I wanted to, because the speculation.
But even the speculation, that's aina muto.
Yeah,
you know how, like, usually when people like Zim celebs will come out with like evidence and like it's just been individual accounts of like, hey, come on, and it's more of a speculation on a popular guy, a guy with money. I mean, what could that is the likelihood of, you know?
Yeah, well, hey, fuck that. That's
the thing that worried me was the talk about how Sia Kolisi might end up losing his brand deals because he's now not married to it. And I'm like,
if he loses his brand deals on the grounds of that, that's very problematic.
There's nothing as disappointing as black people who
venerate or have an inferiority complex.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nothing more disappointing, brother. I mean, the world is already set against us. There is absolutely no reason for you to create even more impediments for yourself of something that is not real.
Yeah.
Because I promise you, there's people who are only finding out through this divorce that Sia Kolisi was married to a white woman.
So true. Very true.
Because everything that we know about Sia Kolisi, nothing of it is predicated off him being married to a white woman.
That is so true.
We know him as the first black captain of South Africa.
Springboks, black captain.
We know him as the captain to lead South Africa to its, third World Cup.
Third World Cup.
We know him as the black captain who led South Africa to a back-to-back.
That
he's married to a white woman is something that people know, but it's nowhere near the top things that people know.
Our business.
The conversation that we have about Sia Kolisi are about, does Sia really deserve to be South African captain considering
is he in form?
Is he in form? Now, brother.
Plus his hair, God brush it from time to time. You know?
We know him as a goofball on Ningrikin. He's a guy who likes to have fun. He dances around. We know him from Rock Nation branch signed to Chakadaro.
Yeah, man. Where is that?
And even if, like, in what world is that a reasonable thing to drop someone? I coach Rachel.
That's what I'm saying. If Rachel came out and say Sia Kolisi was abusive, I'm going to say, hey, big man,
I hear that.
You gotta get dropped. But if they're on some irreconcilable differences, we've broken up, divorced amicably, man. Good.
I mean, if you're divorcing and Post Yakna is coming out as a collaboration post,
press release, yeah, man. You're still all right. That's fine, man.
The other offshoot of that is all these people that are like, if Rachel and Chakadara are divorcing, we stand no chance.
Isha, please, just mind your own relationship.
If your chances are anchored on a celebrity relationship, no chance.
You don't know. People don't know these people's dynamics.
No.
Come on. It looks nice on social media. Yeah.
Everything looks... the things that we don't know...
I'm not running my L's per social media. Ain't nobody doing that.
Unless we read the Nyati family. Do you know the Nyati family?
the couple where.
Brother.
So my mom recently put me onto them. I've never and even till now I haven't really seen, but apparently it's like reality TV esque style content.
Yeah, we give you the real.
Day in the life of hey.
Pagaipa.
Oh.
You know, nasi tajika jocho or nasi tatenga pick and pay. Nasi tajika sausage.
There's an appetite for content like that. 100%.
I think there's definitely an appetite because 100%. Contrary to what you're saying, people would perceive this as being more realistic. It's more reality TV. But the reason why it's like that is people like things that make them feel better.
People like to watch struggle porn.
Exactly. Because you watch that and you're like,
whoo, hey, damn.
You know?
No, but yeah, this I think with access to internet and all of this stuff, I think it's
is that the more the there's a limitation to the brand being predicated on you being on the other side, because from what it looks like, these guys are now in an apartment.
So what happens now when
flights? I promise you, I saw it happening. You know, I don't know if you know Terry.
The farmer, the young farmer.
I remember passing in Zimbabwe. I remember passing a conversation where, like, I overheard this conversation, like, Terry these days, and content does not because he had just got like a flight to the States, and like wonderful things were happening, and he was in a restaurant, and these people were like, these days he's doing too well.
The words he's like, doing too well,
and that person felt aggrieved.
Nah.
Ndamparira chibuda shena.
Ngambovie huku ngambuti real quick. Amboundure. Tidombona chiundura.
So
that's people are bad-minded though. You think people are watching it for the journey. In all fairness, for me, I would watch.
There's a lot of people that watch for the journey.
I would watch for the journey. To say, season 3, man's now catching flights.
But I think there's also part of it that's like, I mean, to be honest, to be fair, we need to, everyone, creator or no creator, whatever journey you're on, just take into account kuti pane percentage of my haters. There's somebody who's watching somebody.
Somebody.
Every day I make sure uchiri more. Aruna Kanduroi. Rupe for most na microphone. Can't wait for him to get a real job.
Was on a man wa celebration. Kandura asisire humble.
Waka drop out.
Asisire humble.
You know, so every.
Don't be bad-minded like
I
that.
say that to say whether you're Nyati family, whether you're Kandoro, whether whoever you are in your journey, you know, humble beginnings. You should always take into account because not everyone is part of the journey because they're on your side.
That's so true.
Accident.
Yeah. Gweru gang, we hear you. Yeah, I'm go chamkudegwede abeuka
pamberi traffic.
Gashmire.
Then there was hey, man. Do you know Hillary Makaya?
Hillary Makaya, yeah.
Hillary Makaya made the news a few months back because she got married in a very lavish ceremony where money was being thrown around. Story started coming out that she was in fact gay married to somebody who was. I hate this part of these stories because it makes us feel like we're gossiping, but there's somewhere where I'm taking it. So there were the story came out that the person that she was getting, because it was a traditional ceremony, already had a first wife.
And I heard he dropped bags.
Yeah, he apparently dropped back. Then last week it came out that she was hanging out under Davido. I don't know where in Paris or wherever it was. Then the discussion started as it could. I wanted to find out what are your thoughts, Mr. Chiriso? That's the correct answer.
Yeah.
That's the correct answer. We don't do that here.
Inini, I just say
like I wanted to illustrate the point here, guys. Whenever a story comes out and somebody who's married to someone is somewhere doing whatever that we think, oh, this shouldn't be happening, let's let that story develop.
Let it play out.
Because if you don't offer my opinion, please.
Please.
Please. If there's one thing, like you will not find me offering opinion on something as specific as that. Like there's nothing more specific than a relationship between two people. Like let that go.
Yeah, because I see these arguments and I see all these guns on hey what not about whatever. Yo, my guy, like I've said this before, there are some women who oh no, I'm just saying there's some women whose their dating life has always just been in hang out, nema ballers and standard young those and no one and that's that. It kind of silly grab on a bracket track and whatnot. Just please let it see you by.
There was the reason why some of the conversations that we have end up being terribly misogynistic and having dire consequences is I'll give you an example of something that happened in the same week. There was a girlfriend who came back from the club, wherever it was, a party late, and she ended up getting stabbed.
Boom.
University students.
Oh yes.
Rented a flat in town, blah blah blah. She ended up getting stabbed. And when the story came out, some of the comments were like, "Oh, Koangachi." I'm like, "Yo, my man, this is one of those stories that doesn't have a let's hear both sides."
There's no both
sides.
There's
no both sides.
Because never that deep.
Even if it was that deep, your response is illegal.
No, but that's what I'm saying. That hence it can. It's never that deep.
Like
it's actually never that deep.
Like what are we doing here?
Come on, it's actually never that deep.
How? What are we doing here?
But also, one of my emotions, my emotions, but it's never that deep.
No, but that's what I'm saying, Kuti. My emotions are core and dysregulation and whatever. Getting to that point, you've jumped way too many steps. You've jumped way too many steps.
No, listen.
In that conversation on social media, for you to be seeing that and your first response is to try and what are we talking about?
Bro, is what I'm saying. We people assume Guti everyone is of sound mind and sound reasoning.
Clearly not.
We know. I understand that. Bro. Like that
was very disappointing.
There are people with actual underlying guns.
I want us as men to do better.
Speaking of men doing better, fuck. Oh my God. I know it sounds a little unrelated, but yo, I watched this documentary, Tinashe Mugabe Things, about this lady. She was mute.
Yeah.
And she had been abused by like a bunch of all the males in the family, like uncles, mamdikis, and she'd go on to father 4 different children that maningas arongoya jungo numburisa, and people would assume that she doesn't talk because she's
but she speaks.
She doesn't. She's mute. But then obviously, but she's of She's of sound mind, though. And they're just taking advantage.
Yeah.
And then one guy was vehemently denying, the child in question is like a 23-year-old boy at this point. It's like it's a known kind of...
So where's the story now? Are people
So the story, they investigated the last guy who was being alleged to be the father and whatnot, and he's denying it. It's like, no, I never done that, blah, 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 blah. Done the DNA test. Turns out the child is his. He had abused her 23 years ago. But she was like one of four. She couldn't carry to term and whatnot.
I need to know where the story is.
Brother,
are people getting arrested or what?
No, there's no arrestment or anything because the headman, Sabu, who was at the helm of it, is also an uncle to the guy. They're all related, bruv.
So they're protecting.
So so when it came out initially, they made him, pay like kuripa 3 mombe type shit.
Because the problem is, there's some dubious thing.
Hey, and it goes to the... Apparently, that's the version of it going to the country, to the state, to the land. Apparently, that's
I need everybody arrested.
Yeah, no, look,
I need everyone arrested from the headman. Because
mad.
Do you know the funny thing about this whole Diddy situation, right?
Fucking hell.
Is people think it's so far removed from happening in a Zimbabwean society.
Oh yeah.
But these are offshoots. Hapana siroku iri kumwiwa, hapana pupati, hapana green. But this is what we're talking about. A cohort of men protecting other men and getting away with abusing people. Because kana muri kunditaurira kuti this person not being able-bodied is not enough of a hindrance for you to think twice. Good,
bro,
you know what? Like,
brother,
as a society, we need to protect this young girl because already Atoit were removed from certain
she's
opportunities.
Disenfranchised,
but you are looking at her as
like, as well.
Not even you're looking at her as good. You know what? Because obviously it's the whole
yeah. Literally, that's the advantage they were taking. She's mute.
I need everybody arrested.
Yeah, no.
I need everybody.
Like
again, this is one of those cases. Context.
No context.
DNA testing.
Get gone. Literally.
Terrible.
No, it was terrible. That one. I was like,
this is the moment I'm so glad I had the perfect air freshener from this because you know things like this you come but I have the perfect air freshener to Betty Renika turned 72 years old.
Yeah.
Betty Renika, the number one. The number one, the ultimate. My Rebecca Chisamba.
Yes.
Badina.
Badina.
Yo.
I said it. In that first episode.
Registrar General of my baddies.
Yeah, don't understand my birth certificate and my baddies in Zimbabwe.
She turned 72, bro.
Look at that.
She does not look 72.
Wine. Apparently, Babaji Samba has it nice.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like,
apparently, Babaji Samba has it.
That's the interview that I want to see.
Babaji Samba has it. So I heard. Apparently, my Samba is on some. Listen, I don't care if I'm out here. Dude, when I get home, I am Mrs. Samba dog.
No, but that's what I want my Samba like, to interview Babaji Samba so that we get to know. How they have been doing, all these years, navigating, marriage, making it to Ningrini. But shout out, man! Happy birthday, Mike Samba. We love you. There's certain things that like when people speak about losing celebrities, I think as a country, Mike Samba might be the one like
that would touch.
God forbid. When that time comes, God forbid it comes anytime soon. But I feel like because from Mike Samba is one of those people who I've never heard anyone have an other opinion.
Honestly speaking, scandal free. For all that
But she's not too
No.
She's just wholesome.
Even for years. Yes.
Mother of the nation.
You know how in like here at the BBC, when you get to a certain point where you're a notable kind of person, they already have like an obituary for you, and they just keep updating
and they give you
that
Dame,
MBE, Dame, my title.
Dame Maggie Smith.
It should be a Dame, Mike.
Dame Chisamba, Dame Rebecca.
No, she is Dame Rebecca Chisamba.
Dame Judy
Dench,
Dame Maggie Smith.
Absolutely, she is on Dame level of things, 100%. And
I would want us to create that order of like nobility from an artistic perspective.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I'm a wolf head. But you have that nobility, which Tuku definitely would have got one.
You know what? Funny enough, you said that. I was having this kind of like debate with John and Simon a little while ago. They're PE old boys.
Yeah.
And John is one person who's very like anti-colonialism type stuff, and I'm with him. With activists, even in art spaces, you know what I mean. Art here must be politicized, like just decolonizing the craft type of thing, and I was talking to them and I was laughing. I was like, it's funny, isn't it funny how we hold on to this whole hair, Makalas, Blazer, and Chichichi, Chikoro, and all of that, when these are very British kind of constructs and traditions, and yet we say we are anti-colonial.
Yeah.
Like Prince Edward, Queen Elizabeth, they tried to change their names.
Yeah.
From Prince Edward, because these are colonialist names, right?
Yeah.
They tried to change their names and they're like, no, Kaguvi High. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. Ain't nobody trying to go Kaguvi High.
No.
And so I started thinking, is there a way of, we must have had like kind of like a color system or a ranking system or like a notoriety for like, I don't know, Gwenyambira master type of thing. And
we definitely did. Because you remember like back, even if you go a hunter-gatherer system. Wavimi.
Yeah. But
even
then, do you have my ranks? It's Chakaura and Zo. He killed his first Zo. So
you have the Yimbi.
That's your Nyembe. Yeah.
Avano Rima, Hurudza.
Okay.
Okay. So there was definitely that ranking system. The way it comes to like you just said, even the whole Kagui High. The problem is we know more about Prince Edward than we know about Kagui. And the things that we know about Kagui are more from a victim standpoint.
It's not our own story.
Exactly. Whereas if the story had been shared, the things that Kagui did prior to him being
what
victimized.
made him Kagui from the from the lens of his people or from himself. Rather.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
Where if the story is told, and even that moment where he's victimized is told from a triumphant standpoint.
That's true.
He had, because if you're saying Vanawangad Mashikiro, they saw these moments coming.
Of course, yeah.
So when that moment came, they weren't fretting like, let me tell you something, let me tell you something. They were like, do your thing. Do you get what I mean? They're like, do your thing. I prepared for this moment. So that story needs to be told as triumphantly.
Yep.
As
so true.
The same way, like even when they tell analysis to John Rhodes, they're told, but why are we pushing? So that's, bro. Nyaye victim just reminded me about what's continuously happening in the Zimbabwean music industry. Last week, we were looking for Delroy Shewe.
Muromo black and forth, dog. Again, like fucking clockwork. We spoke about the nigga. Next thing, the niggas in the waves. I don't know, man. I don't. Do you see?
Look at the flick of the wrist. Number one podcast. Number one podcast.
Real fast.
Number one podcast.
So
shout out to everybody who came through
and clarity on who
clarity who's. I was like, man,
it's got people betting for him actually.
Yeah,
it seems.
But then what? Not a but then. Later on in the week, he was on a podcast where he was sharing how one of his biggest songs, Superstar, Banger, he hasn't received money for it. And this is a story that we've seen time and time again. And I don't know if I've shared this on the podcast before, but I have somewhat, I don't know if this qualifies as an unpopular opinion, but I have a differing viewpoint with people that go on podcasts and share their grievances that way. I think there's more of a lasting, an unintended lasting impression that way than what you actually desire.
It's always going to be a divided thing, isn't it?
And aside from it divided, I think it ruins your perception publicly.
Yeah.
Because now you just look like Munano
Okay, here's
what do you mean? What do you mean your biggest song that has 4 million views?
Here's one thing I'll say to it.
What do you mean?
Mutarisi came and clarified, didn't he?
I don't know if that qualifies as a clarification.
No, he came and he said, apparently, Delroy had been put on a retainer of sorts. £300. He's been salaried.
$300.
$300. So
yeah.
His works, operations. So it's work. Like I like your music. Each gaga with energy uyimba type of thing, and ujita to my mino piece chout, right? He's doing that, and he's got access to studio and whatnot, and they've made this banger. And now he's saying out of the 4 million streams it did, some 1.6, at least he says he should have seen. And Mutarisi was, courteous enough to say, all right, so cool, I'll give you that said money. But here's one thing that I need artists to understand, and I think it seems that it's so lost on a lot of people. The owner of the microphone and the equipment that you record any song on is the one who owns that song. This is one thing, like, brother, you could write the most slapper of a song, goes bananas, but if you came in this studio and recorded it on this mic,
I think the caveat to that is in the context of you come in and you record your song, usna badara studio time.
On top of that, badara engineer.
You didn't rent out the studio.
You didn't rent out the studio.
If you go into a studio and rent out the studio, what is recorded is yours. Fair and fine. Because you paid for a service but the context here is they're saying they let you record and create, and you were getting paid for. They were taking more of a risk.
No, I don't know. It's important to clarify. I don't know if Delroy paid to use the studio.
No, but from what it sounds like, he was being allowed to use. But I think I'll go back to. I think even explanation in Mutarisi is even too long.
Yeah, he's actually being nice about it. In all fairness, he's actually being the nice. So much so that it might even feel like it could be a staged thing to bring more eyeballs to whatever's going on.
I think Mutarisi at this point is doing himself a disservice by coming out continuously and explaining these situations, because the people that have already made up their mind about him being a villain they are not watching his explanation video.
Because
they've already decided
made up their mind. I've always known. Again,
I think Mutarisi would benefit from just saying, because honestly, it does nothing from Mutarisi.
But then it then seems like he was pressured into doing, because so that's the right way to approach it.
I'm saying it does, when he says it doesn't even need to be on camera.
Yeah, no, but even when it comes out, it will seem like Badara because Delroy took a stance on this and
that's where my point is. My point is, he calls Delroy and says, Delroy, if he's, because from the explanation that Mutarisi gave was, he is justified in saying Apanamari that I owed you, right?
Yep.
He is justified fully,
absolutely,
because their relationship was transactional. He is justified, but he said, I'm still going to give him, right? That's where I'm like, if he still wanted to do that, Mutarisi should have just called him privately and said, because the truth, Delroy and Mutarisi know.
That's true.
I think he would have benefited. Delroy, if you really felt aggrieved, so many ways you could have addressed this. Because from what I know about, from what I've seen about Mutarisi, he doesn't seem like an unreasonable person.
No.
If you approach him
absolutely
and say, Daramruza song yedia, ana sent karanda kambo nini. I know chango tanga nigirigini, but yeah, when I'm fan adagu jiga nigirigini, shuntagantu omera nigirigini and I and chimbondo nigirigini. Video has come out. Mutarisi says nigirigini, he's still a millionaire.
So true.
Mutarisi is still a millionaire. Delroy, the only thing he's gained is 1,600. 1,600 barare, pera mdara.
Yeah, and being known.
Especially now that one barare vakuziva kuti 1.6.
Yeah.
I think you catch more honey, especially in the field that you're in. Brother, if I tell you the grievance that we have as an industry, that I know you have, that I have with, be it my promoter, be it my venue organizers, be it my ningrini, but you catch more honey in this. You create more lasting relationships by having civil conversations that don't involve vanu on ningrini.
Because even my own lookers have to say,
one, you're prone to kuvarika. Two, unongofumura hapwa things. So it's you, bro. If I tell you right now, there's a venue that I absolutely hate in Zimbabwe. Absolutely detest.
Can't stand it.
And I was so frustrated just now when I was in Zim that I almost did a video where I personally wanted to call upon people to ban and shun.
But cancel
but
these.
then I was like, you know what do I gain? Because one, we don't have that many. The reason why people still use these venues because apana option. Do you get what I mean?
So accessible to you.
And I thought, you know what? If I ever get the opportunity to talk to this guy who runs this venue, I will submit my grievances in an agreement. When I'm there, because the thing with my venues, because imagine, and my bro had hired this venue, and afterwards, what Badara mas Marina were being told, pane cleaning fee, pane cleaning fee, my lights. Patazonza generator, pane fee PA system, pane fee green. Saka 2.4 attack by NDH.
So where was that?
It's
going?
just
for my zero.
What I mean?
Get out of here.
Do you get what I mean?
Nah.
But it's because Van Vaungana now you feel like you have me over the barrel.
No, okay, no.
Pane $80
yeah.
Kind of 2.4 is include the $80 in cleaning. What is it? Pane my bill line at Truda. I was so pissed off, bro.
No.
I was so pissed off. I wanted to we need to boycott. But then I was like, you know what? I might end up ruining because So I said
and you just don't want to be associated with.
I don't want to,
Yeah, let me just be. Let me just be known for that nigga no sell out my venue. Simple.
Because I say that to say Delroy has been such a run, bro. Such a run. Gumpepe, Fauna, all these songs, bangers on bangers, has been featuring, and for this to come out, I feel like it distracts. Especially if we're going into this Christmas period, bro, where obviously you're expecting another slap or where people are going to be dancing. I don't want people to be pointing out with some of these L's as an industry, as individuals, sometimes you have to carry them. Unfortunately, I promise you, unfortunately, especially if the money we are talking about in this context, because some of these, I know it does Garapaska. You know what? I know at that point, 1.5 for me was life changing, but my effects are could I not have afforded to maybe get? Hey, my baby.
Yeah.
Hello, baby.
Captain.
Come.
got on my headphones. Mix. Landlord.
Superstar. Man.
Our doorman wakatozvidhiniwa zvawo like
Let's go to the lounge. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you. I'll see you just now. Yeah, man. That's really what I wanted to share because I was worried, and I hope nothing gets taken out of context. I hope I've been able to articulate myself well.
No, I see what you mean. And
I worry about the artist, man, the long-lasting artist. Being seen as a victim does more, even when you are really a victim.
Yeah.
Especially in the context of being a creative. Paneka connotation for the most part, being a creative is hard because you really have to vuma kupuso. Even when you know what a jet, you accept it because all right, at least if I do well, it opens up my value.
Yeah, man. Sometimes it's like it's called Charlemagne the God wrote about it in his autobiography. There's a chapter in it where it's called "Put the Weed in the Bag." Right? Kana uda kuita drug dealer. Kana uda kuita kingpin. How you don't start with cutting up kgs of cocaine. You have to bag the weed. To matendro, that's paying your dues. Put the weed in the bag. Shanda uri an intern, ghost. Chungoita like you see how it's very reminiscent of your rise through the ranks kumagamba. You had a phase where you were putting the weed in the bag. I don't know, $400 kako, whatever it was.
This episode, it's a metaphor.
It's a metaphor.
Weed hey, next time Harare International ones. Right?
You're putting the weed in the bag.
But yeah, man,
bag the weed.
It's really just you really have to kiss frogs.
Yeah, you
really have to kiss frogs.
No, because now it's very easy for people with resources and whatnot to seem like they can take advantage of the whatnot. But that's capitalism to start with. At the end of the day, and someone was pointing out the irony of the whole situation being that the very same podcast he's divulging all this info is paid for by said guy he's accusing of. So
I mean, if he wanted to, he could have just shut shit down from an editorial standpoint.
Yeah, you could have just said, no, this episode doesn't come out. And that's that. But he lets that run. But then it starts to feel like someone's monopolizing things. Yeah. But if they have the means to, they have the fucking means to, right?
Yeah, man. It's a very sad and diabolical situation.
You just gotta hang, play your part.
You had, because really and truly, if people start thinking what you're not... Do you know here's my parting words on this. Half the job of being a successful creative is making people think you're a successful creative.
That is true.
Like that is the hardest work.
That's
half the job is making people believe, because unfortunately people want to support
Panemotion. Yeah.
If people start believing that
Mari, auna motion.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if people think your biggest song with 4 million wakavarwa mari, it's very difficult for them to support. On the other hand,
now next song I got to go to house
because marriage is quite. But I get the thinking of when you go into that interview, you're like, let me get some shit off my chest. Let me get things off my chest. Let me let people know. Bro, unfortunately, those conversations should be had by people who have nothing to lose. Like if somebody who's already, if King 98 is the one who's sharing that, because he's going to be, unfortunately for us and Akandoro, I can't be walking around telling you guys, I have to tell you after the fact.
after ndani access to my other
you know, because one, I can't afford being blackballed by the 3 venues that are in Green. Because venue going to in Indikashia Gundafarwa or venue and in Green, that venue is like Kanrogayagu venue dashati snitch. It's a Ponzi scheme, but you have to know how to play the Ponzi scheme.
Play the game.
You know? What else? What else is happening? What else is happening?
The game.
Jacob Zuma, 21-year-old.
I was about to say Jacob Zuma, daughter to King Mswati.
I don't understand that.
I had
like, what is the thinking behind that? What is the motive? Is it a political thing? Is it?
I think it's
the 21-year-old. Does she have a crush? What is going?
It's a political thing.
No, but political. You know, what do you gain by marrying your daughter off to King Mswati?
But okay.
Like, what political capital are you gaining? I need somebody to explain that to me. Maybe there's an angle that I'm not seeing.
Here's my speculation type thing. From my understanding, Jacob Zuma has always kind of campaigned on the whole hardcore Zulu aspect of things. From what I've gathered, I'm not too privy to internal politics, but from what I've gathered, and you know, my danza and how he be, yeah. So he strikes me as a traditionalist.
Yeah.
And I think it was just symbolism, from a traditional kind of point of view.
The king of KZN is there.
I know, but in the same way that people used to join kind of nations and unify by marrying daughter to King.
But again, I ask,
but King Mswati, I don't know what sway he'd have on his political mileage in South Africa. But I think and again,
we need people in the know to give
if
us
someone
insight.
who's in the know, let us know. But I think it's gesturing more than anything to come across as someone who's a traditionalist. Like, look at this guy. He's with the shits for I don't know.
In big 2024.
I don't know.
Which demographic are you trying to appeal to?
I couldn't
the
tell
problem
you.
The problem with I struggle to see it because South Africa, one is, you know, they have a proportional representation system where they don't vote directly for a president. So they vote for your party, which if your party then gets the most, you then become president.
If you're the leader of the party.
From where MK party or whatever, he's still within the 15%. He's nowhere near tipping the scales of becoming. So it's like I need somebody who's well versed. Please let us know what what are we missing about this whole thing. Clearly, we are missing something. I don't understand.
It seems, my good sir.
I just jumped. I think even the Delroy situation, there's a perfect segue. I don't know if you know this guy on the Shewe.
Sean, the Australian guy. Sean, is it Sean?
No, it's Shewe.
Honestly speaking, he's had a show in Australia.
No, he's as far as I know, he's based in Zim. Not just a show in Australia.
From
it's
what
opening for ColdPlay.
From what I saw, that's where I heard, and I hadn't really heard of him. Like,
no, he's a few songs. And then Zaini. Let me find you. So this is.
But this is the thing, right? There are people who are kicking ass, but avasungori muma typical market said.
This is good. Melanation, baby.
I don't know if it's Shewe or Sean.
I don't know. I know this guy.
Zenzani. Hey! What? So,
but Trapsu, he jumped on the Tonto Wavy flex.
News broke out that Shone. I apologize if we're mispronouncing.
I don't know. I just seen his name written down. I've never heard anyone.
I apologize if we're mispronouncing, but that he was opening for ColdPlay.
I heard.
I saw this and I was like, and then I thought it was happening down like the line. It was upcoming.
It's
boom.
Bang.
It's happening right now. Stadium, Chakadaro, and he's got these white people going crazy and what. What I want to know is how did this happen?
Yeah, that's very true.
Do you know that to that point that of success? How? Because he has just lived so many stages. There is people that are finding out about his music through this level.
I found out,
and then you go into his catalog and you're like,
oh, that nigga.
He has slappers,
bangers. Yep.
If we were to find out later, if he was to come out, what's what ColdPlay? You're ruining the illusion,
brother. Just let us believe.
You're ruining the illusion.
Because because now in my head I'm filling in the blanks. I'm assuming manager with ColdPlay or maybe one of the lead guitarists
they saw your stuff.
They're like, okay, we need this guy. For all we know, ColdPlay, I don't know
but he's on the ColdPlay page.
But they
posted him. Bro, he's like we just know. And that's the point that I was trying to make. Put the weed in the fucking bag. You know, success. However way he got there, big shout out to Shone, man. Big shout out. We are so proud of you. But we are so proud of you because I know that opportunity just being on that stage, even if it doesn't lead to any other opportunities, mentally performing in front of thousands of people, it does something for you as an artist.
Of course, you believe.
Like what?
Brother, I take those pictures and I pin them on my Instagram page. You're gonna perceive me different.
Even in that circle of just being around so much greatness, you know, Chris Martin, all these other artists. Just hearing them talk, maybe not necessarily speaking to you, but hearing them speak about their arrangements, you take that, or just you come back and you start your own boys. You know, it's incredible. So well done.
But to that end, there's also so many Zimbabwean musicians and artists who do like that's. And TK Maids have been opening for big people for decades. Rachel Chinoriri be opening for like arena teams.
Rachel Chinoriri was being shouted out by
Adele. Like arenas, big man. Night Freak.
No,
not enough is said about that nigga because
Night Freak. Shout out to Night Freak. Night Freak currently in Zim is doing Hinde. I think there's 2 editions, Kobulawayo and Harare. Tickets are on sale.
Night Freak. He is Chinyararire. Quietly. They're not even.
I thought that was an artist
name.
No.
I
was like, which? No, we're coming from Chinoriri and they're like Chinoriri.
Hang on a minute.
So I don't know if you remember Prophet Madungwe had a kerfuffle.
I don't recall from Madungu's kerfuffle.
He got into an accident and then
I heard it turns out he doesn't have a driving license.
So now he came out and says this is what he had to say.
My sports takapedza ni drive zona driving school license rapo. But I was like a celebration the new license with the new car. So I had one mabasa ari kuitwa na say weekly jivayo I'm fortunate kubuda saka tukushumira kuti I fortunate yambosvika kuchurch kwedu fortunate yamboitwa donated to our church na say weekly jivayo vantu kona mabasa vari kuita zvikuru ayo tinotenda nga vari vachita giving mota dziri kuenda vantu kona mafortune ari kupiwa so let us begin to pray kuti one fortune upfura nekuchurch kwedu inzi.
Do you know another thing? I'm sorry, but I love that guy. Another recipe to success.
I love this guy.
Another recipe to success, to add to that first recipe we spoke about, is shamelessness.
Yeah, just have gall, bro.
Brazenness. Like if you are somebody who is shameless about what they want, when they want.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised.
Because
Closed mouths. Mwana asingachemi. That's literally it. Because to this day, church Namadungo, I've never heard.
I've never seen congregation yake a day in my life.
Kana muti wakanyorwa.
Is it even registered? And it was okay. Kana bani mnakamwenda church ya Madungo, please just comment.
Vachenda kupiwa.
Church ya Madungo ni church ya Passion Java. Like
ya Passion Java tori nani tinotomboona achinyepedzera kunamatira vanhu. Akaunganza iyo iri nani iyo? Ya Passion Java tori nani?
But that can't be in Zimbabwe.
No, that's not in Zimbabwe.
Ndoza ndoti mu Zimbabwe. Anoziva kuti mu Zimbabwe come on.
So, I don't know if you know Tino Chinyani.
I know Tino Chinyani, yeah.
Tino Chinyani news broke out that he and his partner are celebrating another baby.
But they're broken up, hadn't they?
Well, clearly not, Mr. Chiefs. Clearly not.
It seems evidently not.
Clearly not. I mean, it makes sense if you have a child with one person instead of having multiple, baby mothers or baby fathers. You choose, let's we figured out. Especially if you figure out your co-parenting situation. You just add to that. So pictures came out of a gender review. They looked happy.
Yeah, of course. I love that.
But as is the case on social media, when news broke off, conversation. Hey, I love how he does co-parenting so well and stays in these DMs. Because it turns out he's a frist. He's a serial. He seems to be an exceptional one. And that was the.
But he's a heartthrob. They love him. The babes love the guy.
I mean.
Yeah. I mean, if he's a single man and he's co-parenting, and honestly, sometimes.
Yeah.
Whoever's come to say that just wants us to know that he's got a man of his caliber in her DMs. That's what. Just say that. Just say that and go.
So the funniest comment that came out was in that industry. News came out that Kabza,
I was about to say that was another one. I was about
Kabza,
to, but yep.
The lady took a video.
El Capitan.
Hello, mate. We haven't finished recording, baby. No. Go back.
Like, you want me to close the door? I got you. I'll close the door.
Not close the door, baby.
Yeah. Ooh. Close the door.
We haven't finished.
Yeah.
So Kabza the small.
Yeah, and you see what that girl did to Kabza, right? That's advanced level of what the girl who said, but he's in the DMs. I'm not Siana. Magatongo, you're the same. You're pump figure out. Oh, look at the guys that jump in my DM.
The funniest running commentary on that to this, like, Hans, there's nothing worse than sleeping with someone who can't believe they're sleeping with you.
They ain't lying.
And there's nothing worse than sleeping with someone who can't believe.
Because it can never stay just because between them.
Why are you recording?
Why? Because you want, like, that's shameless, bro. Even her little face when she penned it to herself, I was like, that's bad vibes. It made me sick. It made me sick to my stomach.
And the worst thing you can do is sleep with someone who can't believe it. Which Anzi, hey, so all the comments and the way she was shining her teeth.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Sis couldn't believe it. Like, no, get out of here.
There's a comment that answers, hey,
Because someone was saying, I saw a thread of comments, and someone said,
Look at this one.
right there. You gotta share that.
Hands in me. Didn't it. Oh my goodness.
Hans nasin rukuchigane steak, bro. I'm eating nice tonight. Like, we're gonna, you see me, yeah?
Big man.
Anti ndo zvakaitwa sexy red roll futi nemufeso wake a side dude akabuda yeah.
And she couldn't keep the greatness to herself.
Well, come on.
But
like what you think I'm gonna I'm gonna get some clout at least.
Yeah.
No, they need to stop that.
Yeah.
That's actually stress. Oh man. Anzi's in the DMs, man. So what?
We've do you have anything?
I ain't got nothing to add. Again, from currently to the 3rd, and then from the 8th to the 10th, that's max. But I'm pretty much on stage from now until the 10th of November. So let me know. Come through. That would be good. And Celebration, you heard the tickets are out now.
Tickets are out.
You see where to get them.
Yeah.
But and I suspect, I strongly suspect, even this, there's still gonna be a handful of you with mud on your face, egg on your face, talking about no more tickets. There's gonna be someone's gonna be complaining that doing it.
Yeah.
Get them.
Get them early, man. Get them
early birds.
But by the time this episode comes out, the news will be out. But on a heartbreaking thing, just in case you missed, on a heartbreaking, we've had to postpone the US shows.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We've had to postpone the US shows. And I don't want to lie, this is probably one of the most heartbreaking things that I've ever had to do this year.
And that's why you went through hula hoops to even secure them anyway.
Yeah, it was very but upon, and the reason why it took me so long to get to even announcing was, one, I was genuinely hoping a miracle would happen and I would feel energized to do it. But at this point, it feels like I would rather people be disappointed by me postponing the shows till next year than be disappointed by me showing up and giving a lackluster show. But really and truly, the reason why I'm postponing the shows is because I feel like right now, by the 9th, I don't have much to give. I know myself. I know how I perform. Show because I know how I perform that show. And even when I was in Dublin, bro, I had to tell the people, like, I hope it didn't show, but I am tired. I am exhausted. I am spent. And in the excitement of all these shows, when we plan this, the one thing that because I'd never been in a situation like this where you're doing a world tour.
Of course,
So you don't have certain things that you can figure out, and
you're gonna have to learn it on the fly. Exactly. And there's lessons coming up along the way.
So I'm terribly sorry to everybody that has been let down by the postponement. I mean, by the time this comes out, I mean, everybody who bought the ticket would have received an email. But just in case, maybe you don't go through an email, you're finding out this way, or you're one of those people that wanted to buy their tickets per month end, per Chichi, and you're seeing it. Yeah, we're hopefully, when we do come next year, and it will be an even better scenario, because right now, as I understand, next year we are moving the dates into the summer. So hopefully that's even better for you guys. But yeah, really and truly, the mathematics that I was doing, I was leaving here on the 8th. Right? I was leaving here on the 8th of November. 9th, 9th New York. 10th, 13th Maryland.
So you're going to touch down and get on stage?
Yeah. No, is it the 10th that we have a show? I think it's the 10th.
Oh, okay.
10th that I have a show. Then 13th Maryland. Then 17th Dallas, which means I would have come back on the 18th, 19th, right? On the 1st, I have to be in Zimbabwe.
Hey.
So what if I go through with the US dates, it means I run the risk of ruining every show because I'm literally performing out of obligation. And I've never been, I try to give 100% to everything. I try to give you guys even because afterwards we stand around, we take pictures.
And you want to have enough in the tank to enjoy that.
I don't want to be annoyed with anyone. I don't want to be nigrini. And I was thinking about that whole full experience. I wouldn't have been able to give the people in US the full experience. I literally would have been giving it. At least not on
the day he came, he did the show.
I don't want to do that. That would be cheating of the highest degree. And I'm not that person. I'd rather you guys be disappointed now, but not be disappointed with the show. Because
it's one thing when we're disappointed because he postponed, then when gone.
Because can you imagine everybody I've never performed in the US. Everybody who's seeing, the majority are seeing me for the first time.
That's very true.
Everything they have seen prior to this is hype.
Yeah. So you got a lot of hype to live up to.
And people will be like, that's why you start saying, Zimbabweans, we need to be honest about our artists. I didn't want to do that to you guys. I wouldn't do that to you guys.
No, it's understandable.
So please, Mundire Guerrero, but it's just a matter of time. It's honestly just a matter of time. And, I have ideas of how to make it up to you guys. But let me not get ahead of myself. Right now, I'm focused on what you find it in your hearts. Anyone who wants to get, a refund, who can't wait for next year, we are offering that to everybody who wants a refund. But all the tickets are still valid. All we're doing is we're just moving the dates into next year.
Very true. Yeah. Makes sense.
So with that being said, with all this fatigue, really, do you know, I started noticing I've been forgetting things, bro. Like my airports. If you guys have noticed the last few episodes, I had my iPad. Forgot my iPad in Zurich. I forgot my cap, like one of my caps. And then walk out. Forgetting like these little things. I'm not present. Like my SD cards, my little things. And all these little things. And I started saying it's because I've been running off like muscle memory, energy, and I'm so glad the Dublin show went as well as it did. But if it had gone any other way, I wouldn't have been surprised. Because I was
because even that was mad. You came from Zim. We went and shot that.
We went and filmed, and then I don't get why I missed my flight, and then it's been crazy.
Yo. Yeah, and even
Then I forgot my jacket.
Barber shop. Yeah, no, you're right. So, I totally heard that.
So Mundire Guerrero, my people, but yeah.
Yeah, no, okay. Yeah, no. Don't worry. At least you know.
They'll be watching you like, why is he forgiving him?
No.
Why is Mahashi was taurin? Somebody's in their living room like, I understand. What do you understand? I'm really sorry, man. It's really been weighing very hard on my hand when this comes out, man. It's really been weighing hard, but I hope you guys get to.
But that's a good explanation, and that's a very valid reason to do that. Just take your foot off the Nangarkini. It gets like that.
I really want to finish on a strong note, man. So if I can have this November to get to the
celebration,
rejuvenate, get a little bit catch up, Nana Maita, because
who's this?
Mama. But yeah, man. Thank you guys so much. This has been another episode of
Slapperoni.
Yeah. welcome. Yeah, welcome. This is Black and Forth. Two black kings and we got that sauce. They don't really make them like we know more. Back truck Teddy that cause we know more than anybody you know. Jokes. Kova chango shika madiko my boss. Hano pakazada my friends, name my ops munu wese adi welcome. This is Black and Forth.